For the first time this season, we are here at the FPJ Arena in San Jose, Batangas. Although we've been here for a couple of times last year, so it's nice to be back dito po sa San Jose, Batangas. My name is Ken Pangalinan alongside Javi Palanya, and at courtside, we have Miss Mika Abisamis and Javi featuring these two teams, Muntinlupa and Cebu. Muntinlupa, maganda yung pagpapakilala nila dito so far, pero mas masusubukan sila ng bahagya dito laban sa Cebu.
Yeah, this is gonna be the real test early in the season para dito sa Muntinlupa Cagers. Pero itong Cebu Classic, they're also coming off a blowout victory, so definitely gonna be a nice matchup in the Southern Division.
Later on, we'll have the Bataan Risers taking on the San Juan Knights, and then our main attraction, this should be a good one, the Pangasinan Heatwaves will try to beat the Batangas City Tanduay Rom Masters. And of course, you could watch us live on our official Facebook page and YouTube channel. And also, mapapanood nyo rin po kami on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Ngayon, Javi, silipin natin yung ating team standings in the South Division. Now, as a result of the games yesterday, we saw here Quezon bow down against Pasay. So, medyo nagkaagulo-gulo dyan at the top.
Yeah, just like what happened last year, Pasay was able to snap the win run of the Quezon Huskers when Quezon went up 16-0 last year. Pasay rin ang unang nakatalo sa kanila last season. Ito Cebu Classic, they're below sa ating 7th spot dito sa Southern Division, no? But obviously this is still early in the season at marami pang pwede mangyari. But if you're Cebu, you want to get as much wins as you can to separate yourselves from the teams at the bottom.
Muntinlupa looking to duplicate their impressive feat in their opening game, and they went up against the Bulacan Cuyas. And Bulacan led 3-0, and since then have 22 straight points by the Cagers, and that really was the ball game para sa kanila.
Yeah, it was a very easy opening game para sa kanila. Bulacan at some point didn't even look that they were trying in that game. You see here the numbers. They led by as much as 29 points in this one. Impeccable 53.6% from the field, dominated the glass, plus 13 in that department, but they gave up 20 offensive rebounds. So this is something that they have to be wary about against a Cebu team that's taller than the Bulacan Cuyas. So they're going to have to make some adjustments, and hopefully di sila nasanay dun sa maliliit na players ng Bulacan Cuyas in their last game.
Although Muntinlupa really shot well from the outside, and they will need that against a very defensive-minded Cebu Classic team. And they were able to bounce back in their last game after that painful loss that they had against San Juan in Palayan City. Ito, nanalo naman sila, winning big against Manila.
Yeah, they vented their ire on a hapless Manila Batang Quiapo squad that doesn't really have the pieces to compete with the other squads here in this season. Their lineup doesn't really have the big men to try and push out the other bigs of the other teams. You see here the numbers in this game. They really just dominated the Batang Quiapo sa laro na to. Rebounds, points in the paint, bench points, 50.8% from the field as well. That's good shooting clip para sa Cebu Classic team that was reeling from a heartbreaking loss to the San Juan Knights. But this one, I expect this to be a good game against Muntinlupa.
A very intriguing one at that between two teams from the South Division. So it's Muntinlupa versus Cebu. Let's turn you over to Richard Campos.
A warm and a pleasant afternoon. Welcome to the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Our first game here at FPJ Arena San Jose, Batangas is Muntinlupa versus Cebu. Join me in welcoming for the starting lineups. First, for Muntinlupa Cagers Lacan. At forward number 33, Ron Lastimosa. Playing center number 26, J.R. Rapores. Two guard number 24, Kurt Lohera. Point guard number 10, Puroy Cantimbuhan. And at power forward number 1, Marvin Hayes. The head coach is Gino Ludovice. His assistants are Mark Dandan, Don Bautista, Chico Terona, John Cabulong, Alvin Tanyada, and Delon Hontilano. The team manager, Vincent Harder. Team honors are Kaiser Galvez, Attorney Jemsi and Aya Saicon. Starting for Cebu Classic. At forward number 29, Brian Mendoza. Coming in at center number 27, Ladis Lepalam. Forward number 13, Mark Meneses. One guard number 1, Jeko Bancale. Also at guard number 0, the Aquaman, Paulo Hubalde. Cebu Classic is led by Voltaire Ora, with Mike Reyes, assisted by Junda Jose, Demi Salenga, Marlon Zambrano, and Joseph Quit. Team manager Anthony Duarte. Referees for this ball game, our crew chief, Edward Abis, with Lester Arcega.
Our starting five is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. For Muntinlupa, the backcourt of Turoy Cantimbuhan and Kurt Lohera. Up front, J.R. Flores, Ron Lastimosa, and Marvin Hayes. Sa panig naman ng Cebu Classic, Paulo Hubalde and Jeko Bancale round out the backcourt. And then Ladis Lepalam, Ryan Mendoza, and Mark Meneses. Battle of South Division teams. Ito si Paulo Hubalde has started in all 4 of the games that he has played. While for Muntinlupa, they would want to have another win to start off their season after that impressive victory kontra sa Bulacan Cuyas. The tip going to the side of the Cebu Classic. Jeko Bancale immediately pulls up, no good. Lapalam, the putback.
Jeko Bancale, one of the homegrowns of the Classic, getting the starting nod this afternoon at the point guard spot, along with Paulo Hubalde. And goes up for the shot right away. Good thing Ladis Lepalam was there to put it back. Para naman sa side ng Muntinlupa, Lohera and Marvin Hayes stepping into the starting unit para kay Coach Gino Lodavice. Lohera was struggling from the field in that game against the Cuyas, one of the few players who did not really shoot well in that game.
Very interesting, despite getting that big win, Coach Gino Ludovice tweaking a bit yung kanyang starting unit. Paulo Hubalde gets it to Lepalam against J.R. Flores. They go down low to Hubalde against Lastimosa. 7 seconds on their shot clock. Matchup between 2 second-generation players in Lastimosa and Hubalde, but ball will go to the side of Muntinlupa.
Yeah, those two belong to one of the more prominent basketball clans here in the Philippines. Nice to see that through every generation, the sport keeps growing through them.
Lastimosa gets it to Cantimbuhan. Punta sila kay J.R. Flores. Marvin Hayes from the elbow gets it to go.
You can't give Marvin Hayes that much space if you're Ladis Lepalam. Parang naman di mo kilala to si Marvin Hayes. He's everywhere right now, and I'm very happy that he's very successful right now sa kanyang vlogging era.
Oo nga eh. And also a bit of a surprise that he's now suiting up for Muntinlupa, but a welcome addition for the Cagers.
I believe he's the team captain for the Cagers this season, and he's very deserving of that role. He can lead this squad. So much experience already in his career, and he's gone through a lot. He's seen a lot, especially here in the MPBL as well. So marami talaga siyang maituturo sa mga batang players itong Muntinlupa.
And that says a lot as he takes that free, makes it. 5 straight points for Marvin Hayes. You know, given that I think he came in just a month before the season started. Pero siya agad yung team captain para dito sa Muntinlupa.
Well, kung titingnan mo naman kasi talaga yung roster, he's one of the more decorated players. No, I mean, I wouldn't say decorated, but he's the player that has the most experience dito sa kanilang team. I feel like it wasn't something that they had to think about. I'm sure Coach Gino Lodavice and his staff already made up their mind the moment they got ito si Marvin Hayes.
Ryan Mendoza drills in a free for Cebu Classic. We are tied once again, 5-all. Flores off the back rim. Oh, nice touch passing leads to a basket by Kurt Lohera.
I'm sure that Kurt will be using this opportunity to really show that he is a valuable piece of the rotation, and I'm sure he is para kay Coach Gino Lodavice. Binibigyan lang talaga siya ng chance dito para bumawi. he still was able to end up with 8 points in that game against Bulacan, but on 3 out of 9 shooting. I'm sure he can do so much better knowing Kurt Lohera.
Bangkale on the right side. Behind the back pass. From the other side, Mendoza splashes in his second triple.
It's also nice to see Ryan Mendoza finally getting a groove on here early para sa Cebu. He's one of the guys na feeling ko pag pumutok para dito sa Classic, talagang may uplift niya yung play nitong team na to.
Kantimbuhan tries to answer, no good. Battle for the rebound controlled by Lepalam.
Because we remember back then in college, Ryan Mendoza was part of that star-studded FEU roster in the UAAP, which featured R. Garcia, Terence Romeo, guys like Aljet Ramos was there, JR Kawaling was also in that squad, Real Cervantes. That was a really loaded team under Coach Glenn Capasso.
10-7 is our tally. Under 6 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Lohera continues to miss. Oh, great pass, but Marvin Hayes able to intercept it. Counter steal by Jeco Bangkale. Meneses from the right corner again. This time, no good.
He's just so confident right now in attempting those outside shots. Ito si Mark Meneses. Didn't really see a lot of that last year when he was playing for Pangasinan.
Yeah, now playing more minutes for the Cebu Classic. Lastimosa, short on that three-point attempt. The Classic in transition, whips a pass, Hubalde to Bangkale. And on that rebounding battle, merong pinitong foul laban dito kay, I think it's gonna be against a Cebu Classic here.
No,
Or no?
I think it's gonna be a Roland Lastimosa.
Our play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. At Lastimosa call for his first.
He's trying to box out the taller Mark Meneses.
Oh, what a look. Libreng-libre si Lepalam sa ilalim.
Now, dito makikita yung growing pains nitong Muntinlupa Cagers. Obviously, just their second game of the season. But right there, you see their problem in communication. Communicating on the defensive end. Lost in the shuffle. Nobody rotated to help out and get ito si Ladis Lepalam on that baseline throw-in.
And Lepalam doing it on both sides of the floor, getting that block against Marvin Hayes.
It's nice that Ladis Lepalam is finally getting a lot more responsibility dito sa Cebu. He's been starting majority of their games. That's the nice back screen set by Ryan Mendoza. And Kurt Lohera got late to rotate on Lepalam. If Lepalam continues to play well, this guy is a project player. And he already has the physical tools to be able to succeed. It's the skills na lang talaga that need developing and the decision making as well.
Saka laki din talaga eh, 6'9".
Oh, you can't teach height.
Here he is. Getting that one over the Flores.
And once he develops that strength as well, and he's able to do a lot of that, he's going to be very hard to stop.
Ladis Lepalam suited up for Valenzuela last season as we see Domark Matiliano, who struggled shooting the ball in their last game against Bulacan Cuyas, as we thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Mintis yung unang free throw ni Lepalam.
Yan lang talaga yung naging problema ngayon ng Cebu Classic. Their past 2 games, including especially that game against the San Juan Knights, they were atrocious from the free throw line. Could have made a lot more free throws and that game would have been over quickly in the 4th quarter.
Coming in is Mark Barrera. What a strong debut game for Muntinlupa, coming off his stint with Coach Louis Gonzalez and the Jose Rizal University Heavy Bombers.
That bench mob for Muntinlupa, that second unit, was very impressive against Bulacan.
Matiliano will be called with an 8-second backward violation.
That's quite a rare occasion for a guy like Domark Matiliano, 1-on-1 in the backcourt and being forced into an 8-second violation.
Ang wala pa siya sa timing this season eh. Here he is trying to guard Paulo Hubalde. Goes right into Mark Sarangay, who started their last game. Jump ball situation, ball will go back to the side of the Cagers. And we have our first timeout of the ball game. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left. The Cebu Classic ahead by 6, 13-7.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas,
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Kahati mo, si Manny!
A special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Meanwhile, let's check in with Ms. Mika Abesamis.
Maraming salamat. I talked to Coach Juno Ludovice, who humbly talked about his lineup with not much superstars, but he said this is enough to make a run for this season. Katimbuhan and Mataliano in the backcourt, Flores Sarangay in the front line. In a month's time, he noticed the dominance of passing the ball. Ang dami daw touches, which coincides with his coaching philosophy. Looks up to teams like Rizal, Pasay na talaga naman sistema ang puhunan. He would like to introduce to his system Mart Barrera, who can do the 2-3-4 position from JRU, and Brian Lalica from Diliman College. At syempre, papahuli ba ang nabanggit niyong kanina na si Kuya Marvin Hayes, who obviously brings the experience wherever he may be. Sabi mo nga, Javi, he is everywhere. Sabi ko nga sa kanya, andito ka pa rin? Sabi niya, abangan mo. At yun na nga, ang ganda ng kanyang umpisa. Kaya Javi?
Hindi basta-basta mawawala yung isang Marvin Hayes. But going back to Mika's report about, the passing, 34 assists on 37 made field goals for Muntinlupa in that last game. And, that backcourt of Kantimbuhan and Matiliano, they joined forces, I think, in season 4.
Yes, that's correct.
For the Cagers.
And they were that 1-2 punch para sa Muntinlupa. In fact, Matiliano, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was an all-star that season.
Yeah.
At sila talaga yung bumuhay dun sa prangkisa nitong Muntinlupa in that season.
So their coach Mark Dandan back with Muntinlupa this time after having a stint with Bataan. Hayes up top against Dennis Santos. 6 seconds on their shot clock. Another three-pointer knocked down by Kuroy Kantimbuhan.
With the shot clock winding down there, Katimbuhan had to make a read. He was supposed to set a back screen para kay Domark Matiliano, or rather a pin down. But with the shot clock winding down, he had to pop out, receive the basketball, and go for the shot.
Si Mendoza natagpikan sa likod, but that ball saved to the wrong person. Santos, that shot will not work. Gets it back from Mendoza. Ryan for three. Third triple for the former FEU standout.
He really loves those corners. That's a spot where he loves to shoot. He thrives in getting those threes from the outside.
Perfect shooting from the field. All threes, 9 points for Ryan Mendoza. Cebu with Paulo Hubalde onto the fast break. Natapik. Palabas nga lang, no. It will go to Muntinlupa. No, it will stay with Cebu. Check out this three-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
That's too much of an open look for an outside sniper like Ryan Mendoza.
6'1", tough as nails. Si Shaq Imperial.
These are actually his first points of the season, Ken. All those 9 points he hasn't been able to make a basket the previous games.
Imperial, agad bumira sa labas. Wala. Matiliano with a running start. Gets it to Mark Barrera. Approaching the 2-minute mark of the opening quarter. Sarangay, sasalaksak. Gets fouled. Got clipped in the arm. So Sarangay will troop to the line for 2 shots.
That was already good defense galing kay Ladis Lipalan, but Imperial had to join in on the fun and still commit a foul. Maganda na sana yung depensa dun.
See his numbers down low, 8 points, 11 rebounds, but only shot 2 out of 6 from the line. In that game against Bulacan, knocks down his first.
Yeah, those are a lot of misses also from Muntinlupa as a team. 19 out of 36 from the free throw line.
Former Mapua Cardinal, Sarangay. Mintis yung pangalawa. Jameson Hero takes the handoff. Binigay muna kay Dennis Santos. Mendoza swings it to Shaq Imperial laban kay Mark Barrera. 8 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Mendoza still perfect. 4 out of 4 from long distance.
Nice start here to the ball game by Brian Mendoza, and he's absolutely loving it. Kissing the heavens with another 3-point shot, but Dominic Patiliano able to answer on the other side. Tama yung sinasabi mo kanina, Ken, no? Napapansin ko rin parang medyo off-timing pa yung mga galaw niya.
That was a good-looking move from Domar Matiliano. Cuts this lead down to 6. Santos, one-on-one against Flores. Gets it to Lepalam. Good-looking turnaround jumper by Ladis Lepalam.
I don't think he ever made that kind of move last year when he was with Valenzuela. He did not have the liberty and the freedom to attempt those kinds of shots under Val City.
You wouldn't know it looking on that shot. 21-13 Cebu. Kantimbuhan in the paint. That one rolls out. Sarangay goes up strong. Battle for the ball. It ends up with Jameson Hero. Gets it to Santos. Multiple pump fakes. Gets blocked by Barrera. Gets his own miss. Gets the basket plus a foul.
Akala ko naisahan na siya doon ni Barrera, but Dennis Santos, he's a veteran in this league too. He knew he made the wrong decision to go up for those multiple fakes dahil di niya napatalon din si Barrera, but he went up for his own shot, got that miss, and went up stronger on the second try.
Completes the three-point play, and it's a double-digit spread para dito sa Cebu Classic, 24-13. About a 6-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Matiliano sa bandang kaliwa. Punta sila sa poste kay Mark Sarangay. Nasundutan sa likod. Tatakbo ang Cebu Classic. Santos jams it with 2 hands.
We're seeing the defensive might of the Classic in this game.
A second remaining, and they will not get up a shot in time. And what a start for the Cebu Classic, taking it right to Muntinlupa. Our fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X-Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
Dennis Santos. We see that every once in a while from him.
5 points para sa kanya. And at the end of quarter number 1, we saw Cebu with a strong finish here. And we see some highlights here from Brian Mendoza. Perfect from the outside, 4 out of 4, 12 points. You mentioned how this is his first point so far, Javi.
Yeah, scoreless in the previous games, and what a way for him to enter the scoring column this season. 4 out of 4 from the outside, and helping the Cebu Classic team to this early lead in the first quarter.
At the end of quarter number 1, Cebu ahead 26-13. And for Muntinlupa, they have to find an antidote to this red-hot shooting of Brian Mendoza so far. A stark contrast from their opening game against Bulacan. They find themselves trailing by a baker's dozen, 26-13 to begin the second quarter.
Talagang binulaga sila dito ng Cebu. I think the Classic, they do realize that Bulacan not really a team that can compete here in this league. So they made an objective for them to really start out strong. Kasi alam nila yung Muntinlupa still trying to get their bearings because they're still early in the season. This is just their second game, and they're still trying to figure out a lot of things.
The Cagers just shot 5 out of 17 from the field in the opening frame, while 10 out of 18 naman itong Cebu Classic. Baseline inbound para kay Matiliano. Kasama niya dito si Jerra Flores. We have Ramos, Barrera, and Sarangay. Flores, step back three. Short. Running start for Mendoza. They have the numbers here. Mendoza takes it upon himself, but misses for the first time. Barrera, sidestep, medyo nadulas, but gets it in.
Kind of bit sloppy execution of the fast break on both sides, pero ang kaibahan lang, si Ryan Mendoza nagmintis doon. This time, Barrera was able to get his bearings after that Euro.
Sa panig naman ng Cebu, Jameson Hero, Shaq Imperial, Ryan Mendoza, Dennis Santos, and Lian Martel. Foul against Jerra Flores, trying to keep in step with Dennis Santos.
And that's number 2 already, laban sa kanya. Not really a good decision. I knew that he had a good intention to try and pressure ito si Dennis Santos dahil medyo matagal na siya magdesisyon doon. But just getting overly aggressive right there in trying to execute that.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme. X-Play on the go. Speaker, take your music anywhere. Backward violation. Laban dito kay Jameson Hero. So ito masusubukan nga talaga no, itong Muntinlupa. After that rousing debut they had against the Cuyas. Matiliano will trigger it in. Ramos. Sarangay up top. 8 seconds on their shot clock. Barrera. 4 seconds remaining. The Cagers in trouble. And they will run out of clock here. Shot clock violation laban sa Muntinlupa.
And dadalawang isip pa sila parati sa mga offensive sets nila here in the first half. Not like against Bulacan, they were so fluid because Bulacan didn't really offer a lot of resistance. So now that they're facing a lot of pressure, talagang nasusubukan ng matindi itong Muntinlupa. But that time, Ramos was able to get that steal, pressuring ito si Jameson Hero.
Patrick Ramos cutting this lead down to single digits, 26-17. Santos against Marge De Leon, nakakapasok lang. Jameson Hero, sablay. Battle for the ball. Napunta kay Mark Sarangay, but he got caught stepping out of bounds. Much to his chagrin, could not believe the call.
You know, despite that, Ken, I'm really very pleased to see the enthusiasm that Mark Sarangay has been showing here early in the season para sa Muntinlupa. But you see here, Patrick Ramos taking advantage of that slip by Jameson Hero. You expect a veteran like Mark Sarangay, you know, to just maybe be in cruise control, especially early in the season. Pero nakikita mo sa depensa, talagang maramdaman mo yung presensya niya.
Off the blitz, release pass to Dennis Santos. Libre si Imperial, pumukol sa tres. Off the mark, gets it back for Cebu. This time draws closer, gets that one-hander to go.
Sort of a miscommunication, I think, between Matiliano and Marvin Hayes there. Di sila naka-agree kung sino yung kukuha doon kay Shaq Imperial after that long rebound, which Imperial was able to get after the zone miss.
Matiliano will be called with an offensive foul. Marging in through Paulo Hualde.
After all these years, Paulo Hualde is still very good at throwing those charges.
Wily veteran getting one against Domart, the Iceman.
It's one thing to sell the call, but it's one thing to really be in there and prove that it is an offensive foul. Naramdaman niya at nakita niya that the shoulder was being lowered. And every time, almost every time that shoulder is lowered, that's going to be an offensive foul.
Fadeaway jumper by Imperial, no good. Tatakbo dito ang Muntinlupa. Lohera, change of pace. Oh, great. Last second dish. Papunta kay Mark Barrera. Basket in one.
Little drive and draw there para sa Muntinlupa. Cagers initiated by the drive of Kurt Lohera. Little hesitation to get by Tampos. And then sees ito si Barrera, who Coach Gino Ludovice has been raving about because of his versatility to play multiple positions. He brings so much to the table. We saw that last game against Bulacan.
Yep, 18 points, 4 rebounds. Samahan mo dyan, 3 assists and 2 steals all-around game para kay Mark James Barrera. And he has helped the Muntinlupa Cagers cut this deficit. It's down to 8, 28-20.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas, 50 ka.
50 tayo! 50 si MP! Kahati mo, si Manny!
We have a special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Meanwhile, we have Muntinlupa trying to make their run. Mark Barrera picking up from where he left off. 5 points, 2 out of 4 shooting from the field. Tubong Tanghai City, Negros Oriental.
May iba talaga ang laking Louie Gonzalez.
Oo.
Matindi talaga.
Shout out Coach Louie. His team also doing quite well despite the struggles for Ilagan City.
They were able to bounce back with a victory yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Yes, 2 days ago.
Yep, 2 days ago. Santos in trouble. And will be called with a traveling violation.
Now that's the type of defensive pressure that the Cagers really want to see every possession down the floor para sa kanilang koponan. I'm sure Coach Mark Dandan all up in the defensive schemes of this Muntinlupa squad. He knows that itong Muntinlupa, they don't really have a lot of the pieces in terms of talent offensively, but defensively they can turn things around.
Already 8 turnovers against the Cebu Classic. Lohera absorbs contact. At kakapasok lang, mapipituan ng foul dito si Bumbum Tampos. Kurt Lohera at the line, former De La Salle Green Archer. Suited for Davao Occidental last season. Average 6.8 points. He hasn't really found his stride so far, no, Javi, dito sa MPBL. Ito si Kurt Lohera.
I agree, but you know, si Kurt has really high upside.
This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
He was a really important piece of that championship para sa La Salle in the UAAP when he was in college. As Lohera scores there right on cue, he's a guy that brings so much energy on both sides of the floor. I couple that with the athleticism that he has, and so mapunta lang talaga siya sa tamang team that will use him well. He has an opportunity to be one of the best two-way players here in the league.
Meanwhile, Muntinlupa has outscored Cebu 10-2 here in the second quarter. One and done by the Classic. In transition, Muntinlupa, Ramos in and out. Gets in the paint. Throws it to Mark Sarangay. Nilabas niya muna kay Kurt Lohera, laban kay Tampos. Using that Sarangay pick. Drives baseline. Oh, great cut, but Ramos was muffed there by... Was that Habonete? Yep. Pero may foul na Pinito. So aggressive drive by Ramos. He will be rewarded with 2 free throws. Palasa dito si Coach Walter Ora. You see here Martinez getting his first appearance here. JP Martinez.
Now they recognize the need to change up things a bit after the unit that they had previously gave up a lot of these points. That's why Muntinlupa is only down by 5 right now. Pero nakita mo ulit kanina, Ken, no? Yung drive doon ni Kurt Lohera, he's not only looking to score, he's a guy that knows how to make the right play.
1 out of 2 at the line. And with Kurt Lohera, meron din siyang sariling pace sa kanyang game.
Yes.
And, you know, if ever he gets his game going here, for the Cagers. That's gonna do wonders for them moving forward. 28-24.
Lalo't lalo na Ken this season, this is turning out to be more and more of a guard league. Especially after the departure of Balti para sa Pampanga. Guards are slowly taking over the MPBL.
Martinez. Release pass to Mark Meneses. Laban kay Lohera. Two lefties going at it. A second remaining. Hamon heaves it. Just beats the shot clock. Martinez though gets the offensive rebound but can't convert. Cebu Classic having themselves a drought here in quarter number 2. Lohera, the burst of speed but gets blocked. Second block by Ladis Lepalam. The bounce pass to Mark Meneses. Can't control it. Leads to another turnover against the Cebu Classic. Lohera on the left side. Gets past Lepalam but could not finish. But Mark Barrera, easy pickings off that loose ball.
I thought should have been a goaltend call right there. Somebody moved the net on that shot by Lohera, but good thing Barrera was there.
An 11-2 run para dito sa Muntinlupa. Skip pass, Hamon. Goes right at Mark Barrera. Fadeaway jumper. Does not get the bounce. The Classic still struggling to shoot that basketball here in this quarter.
It's really just impressive how high Mark Meneses can get up there. And you couple that with already the long limbs that he has, makes it hard really for opposing teams to battle him for those loose balls, especially on the glass.
So pagpapahingayin muna siya dito. Ubalde. Oh, what a look inside. Martinez, the up fake. Doesn't get the basket, but he will head to the line for 2 shots.
Two-man game with Paulo Ubalde on top, and Diacoman still the master of the pick and roll. But that time, Lepalam elected to pop out, which enabled space for Martinez to round up on that baseline side on the left, making himself available for that pass.
Si Marvin Hayes babalik sa loob para dito kay Coach Gino Ludovice. Mintes yung unang free throw ni JP Martinez. His first game for the Classic. 0 out of 2. So still just a field goal para dito sa Cebu here in the second quarter. See the second chance point. Cebu ang abante dyan. Plus 16 sila sa rebounds. Marvin Hayes though, able to escape but could not finish with it offhand.
Hindi niya nagamit yung banda doon.
Ubalde trying to change their fortunes. Lepalam. It's J-Boy Gob. Pinalik kay Paulo. The Aquaman. Quick pass to Dennis Santos. Lastimosa and Hayes all over him, but manufactures a shot underneath.
Almost a good defensive possession down the wire right there para sa Muntinlupa, but Dennis Santos so great at improvising on his shot, getting away from multiple defenders, fading away to his right.
Marvin Hayes, the right corner, laban kay Martinez. Goes up strong. Draws a foul. Marvin Hayes on a mission this season. Former JRU standout, Lepalam. Tingin niya siya yung nahawi sa mukha doon.
Let's look at it here. Hayes got past Martinez, and then the 2-foot jump. There was that right arm. Akala niya natamaan siya dun ni Marvin Hayes. I think it was perfectly clean, but Coach Mike Reyes and the Cebu Classic will be challenging this one.
Okay na nga, we'll pause for a break. We'll be back for the result of the challenge.
Classic is unsuccessful. Foul.
Bigo ang Cebu Classic sa challenge nila doon.
Hindi naman kasi masyadong gumalaw yung kanang kamay eh. It was just there, pero wala naman talagang extension eh.
Ayun.
Look at it here. He goes up for that layup, and then you see that arm go down near the chest area. Pababa kasi yung motion eh, hindi pa forward eh. If that hand went really towards that chest area of Ladis Lepalam instead of going downward, that would have been an easy offensive foul call laban kay Marvin Hayes.
Mawa-warningan din sila dito. So Marvin Hayes at the line. Scored 11 points, grabbed 5 rebounds. Blocked out 2 steals in their game against Bulacan. Marvin Hayes.
He's looking good early here. Good percentage from the field. I don't think he's missed yet.
Yeah. 6 points, 3 assists. 2 for 2 at the line. Muntinlupa catching up here. Down by 2, 30-28. Ubalde directing traffic para dito sa Cebu Classic. Martinez. Santos against the much smaller Kurt Lohera. Goes right at him. Fadeaway jumper by Santos. Tapigan ng bola. Mapupunta kay Lepalam. At mabibiyayaan siya dito. Basket and 1 for Ladis Lepalam.
Wow, I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing with Ladis Lepalam. Aside from him being very aggressive, you see it in his face. He wants this. He wants a good game today. He wants to show everybody that he belongs here in this league.
Meanwhile, let's check in with Mika Abesamis.
Ladis Lepalam is one of the guys na talagang pinupush ni Coach Mike Reyes. Sabi niya, eventually I will need my bigs for the more challenging contenders. I talked to Ladis. Sabi niya, alam mo, hiyain talaga ako kahit dati pa sa Binil. Pero naiintindihan ko ang kailangan ng coaches sa akin dito. Kailangan kong magpalakas, magpatibay ng katawan. Hindi enough na malaki lang ako. He has been joining rides. Mahilig pala siya magmotor to get used to more camaraderie. Ken Javi.
Grabe, daredevil pala to si Ladis Lepalam, no? But you know,
Ano siya, angkas siya doon o siya yung driver? Kasi parang hirap pag siya yung angkas mo eh.
mahirap pag may kasama. Hindi balance eh. Well, you know, going back to Ladis Lepalam, you just see the pep in his step this season.
Iba. We saw that in that very first game that they had, that upset win that they had over the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu, where he played against very impressive big men, veteran big men of Caloocan, more established frontline players. But after that, his game kind of dwindled. Only scored 6 against Quezon, 5 against Bataan, 2 against San Juan, and in that game against Manila, only had 3 points despite playing over 21 minutes in that game. So nice to see him getting back into form, especially in this game against Muntinlupa, which is giving Muntinlupa a lot to worry about right now.
Si Jera Flores, napituhan ng technical foul dito after arguing with that last call.
Well, kanina pa kasi siya talagang nagre-reklamo sa ating mga referees. You already saw him after he was called for the second personal foul earlier. How he vehemently tried to deny that. So our referees at this point not having any of it anymore.
You know, going back to Ladis Lepalam, you get the impression before, especially when he was with Benil, he was more of a lumbering big man. Medyo hirap na hirap siyang gumalaw. But here, hindi naman, he's not the quickest Javi in terms of that possession. But you could just see the desire, the pep in his step, and just the way he moves. So much better para dito sa Cebu Classic. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
At dahil nga, I think it's because of his added strength, which he has been working on, as reported by Mika. Coach Mike expecting him to really build up on that as Barrera scores there para sa Muntinlupa. Because tama nga siya, Lepalam will be very crucial. You have a 6'9" guy. If you're able to do those kinds of things against the top-tier teams, then Cebu will be a handful for sure.
Titignan mo sa South Division, meron kang Eric Camson, Sa Quezon, you got those plethora of frontline players.
Oh, si ano pa lang si Joseph Gabayni pa lang Matinding matchup na yun para sa kanya
Parang kaabang-abang yun. No?
Maganda nga yun. I'd love to watch that.
Yes, just some of the wrinkles that we have this season. We've had a lot of pulsating finishes, just like yesterday. As we see Kantimbuhan jack up a three, missing everything.
Puroy Katimbuhan has not done a lot yet here in this game, only with 3 points so far. He started this game para kay Coach Gino Ludovice but has not yet made a significant impact.
Mendoza gets it to Santos. Swing pass to Paulo Hubalde. Punta sila sa ilalim. Lepalam trying to locate Mendoza. 5 on their shot clock. Ball loose. Kantimbuhan is ahead. Oh, what a challenge by JP Martinez. But also a foul.
Quite a tight spot on the break there by Puroy Katimbuhan. He had Barrera already ahead of him, just slightly ahead of him. Pero parang sikip nga naman talaga yun para ipasa para sa kanya. So he just used Barrera as quite of like a screen. Pero inabot pa rin siya dun ni Martinez. Kaya lang, Martinez got a lot of arm on that shot. Hard to argue that it wasn't a foul, although he did get some ball.
Solid numbers against Bulacan. 13 points, 7 assists. A split at the line, giving him his 4th point. Medyo nag-slow down yung scoring natin dito. 33-31. And patapos na tayo dito sa ating second quarter.
The defensive intensity has certainly ramped up para sa parehong koponan, Ken. And that's the reason why scoring has really slowed down a bit in this quarter.
Cebu, actually, they are one of the best defensive teams in the season so far, only giving up 65.4 points. Although sa pag-produce din ng puntos, hirap na hirap sila. They're second to the last, only 66.2.
Yan rin naman ang laging pride ni Coach Mike Reyes sa kanyang mga teams. Defense,
Yeah.
always.
A split at the line as well para dito kay Paulo Hubalde. Gives Cebu a 3-point lead, 34-31. 31.7 seconds remaining. We'll pause for break.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas,
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Kahati mo, si Manny!
You can watch us live on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Of course, Captain Barbel, Commissioner Kenneth Durendes, Rudy Distrito, and our Head of Operations, Emerson Oreta. Of course, Rafi Reyes, the former UE Red Warrior, in attendance. And Cristianan, di ba unahan? Later on, Hubert Cani and the Bataan Risers will take on the San Juan Knights. Another good game in this Friday billing. Nakaagaw itong Cebu Classic. Take it up to take the last shot of the half here. Hubalde probing. Santos for free. Too strong. What a good shot. Still a lot of time left na binigay nila para dito sa Muntinlupa.
Yeah, you're right. An early shot right there. Could have made one more swing pass, maybe to the corner or back to the middle.
And they let the ball roll all the way to the half court. Nakabuelo tuloy si Puroy. Gets it to Mark Barrera, who drills in a free just before the buzzer.
And just like that, we're all tied up. Talagang trinabaho ng husto ng Muntinlupa itong kalamangan ng Cebu. That whole second quarter, nice setup right there by Katimbuhan, getting the screen up top, high ball screen, and then Barrera making himself available. A slight relocation to that left flank getting that shot off just in time to tie things up at 34.
Making the Cebu Classic pay for that miscue on the other side. Just gave them enough time to execute well to end the second quarter. And at the half, we are
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas,
50 tayo! 50 si MP! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Para sa atlitang Pilipino.
Para sa kabataang Pilipino.
Para sa kababaihan, para sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Para sa kinabukasan. At ito po ang MPBL Party List number 77 sa balota.
Pasensyoso, naghanap ng paraan, at tumuloy lang kung ano nakita niya.
Dario splits the D. Checo Dario! Basket and one!
Oh man, see that,
Strong finish.
Wow.
Coming from the former Meralco ball.
That counter, he knew that help was gonna come in and he tried to split that defense and then finish through contact. Perez. They were going middle and spinning the baseline side. Ashton Andrews.
Look out! Ashton Andrews with a through-handed slam.
Boy, don't you just love the athleticism being full display here for Ashton Andrews.
And you could really sense yung mentality niya, no? He's not even bothered by the lead. He plays really hard.
Oh, the screen. Gabo, the drive, the kick to Josh. Fontanilla for three. No! Fontanilla gets it back. Fontanilla, nowhere to go. Fontanilla puts it up and gets the bounce. 2 points para kay Josh Fontanilla.
Wow, talk about resilience. Josh had a hard time trying to figure out how to score. Defense was all over him. Feet work, as the term of Coach Christian would be, ended up with that lucky bounce.
Big basket para kay Josh Fontanilla to Oligario. JR attacking the middle. Again, manufacturing a shot inside the paint. JR Oligario.
Second time we've seen that move this game from Oligario. Guys, if you're aspiring guards like Oligario, watch this guy's footwork.
Jamil Gabawan with 5 seconds left. Caloocan still has a chance. Cash in. The heave. Oh my goodness! Sinukat niya, Coach Mike. Vince Casid.
He measured that real good. Oh my. I've been seated here for some games, but to see a lot of these heaves going in, this just makes
It looked good, Coach.
Right, it looked good. You see that? Sinukat niya. Diba? Tansyado.
Correct. 3.5 to go here in the fourth. 73-69, Pampanga ahead. Gabo.
Oh, what a move! Oh! My goodness!
Now you see me. Now you don't hesitate, Gabo. Houdini move.
Well, he caught everybody with that hesitation and then got it to the lane. Pinoy step, side step, whatever you call it, Euro step, still a getaway move.
Kamson rolls.
Oy! Oy!
Oy!
Oy!
What a move! Eric Kamson.
Oh, pati si Don Villamin, ang assistant coach ng Rizal, napangiti doon.
Just when you think you've seen it all from Eric Kamson this season,
Ilista mo na.
comes up with
Ilista mo na.
that yo-yo layup.
Half time.
Backdoor.
Gomez goes backdoor.
Oh no.
Mina, free for three.
Looks good.
No. The tap goes to Mabulak. Pangasinan with a chance here. 3-second differential between shot clock and game clock. De Gregorio goes to the corner. Galanza knocks down the three-point shot. 94-92.
Wow! Ilagan had that shot. This backdoor and that feed for Allen Mina, Javi.
That was a wide open look for Allen Mina.
And it looked good.
But here, the Cowboys, hindi nila nailagan itong 3-point shot ni Bong Galanza.
But I mean, you have your two best shooters right there. One perimeter guy in Mike De Gregorio and a three-pointer in Galanza. On that drive by Axel Inigo, you don't already tell the defensive philosophy of the Rice Bangers. They are not allowing a straight line drive with your strong hand. You want to drive, you got to drive with your left hand.
Oh! Look at this! A rim rocker from Christian Manaytay!
Oh my! I told you about Christian Manaytay. He is just a bundle of energy. Not just on the defensive side of the floor, he just scores on different ways, including that emphatic finish to the rim. Look at this one right here. Good ball movement.
The fine Tossi to Manaytay. The hammer there to the delight of the Novo Ezijanos.
Boys, 10 seconds left. No timeout called. De Gregorio has the basketball against Josh Giab. De Gregorio finds Mabulak, and Mabulak gets the 2 points. 96-94.
Oh, wow.
1 second left. No timeout for the Cowboys. The heave for Mina. And that's gonna do it. The Heat Waves walk away with a victory.
What a series of plays right here. Look at Mike was running down the middle. Oh man, that action too.
Gomez got decked there.
Yeah,
That's what they're trying to argue.
Right. Hesed was trying to, the other guy, I think that was Hesed, was trying to corner clear. But as that was going, Mike was pretty much, wow.
Crazy end game finish here between these two squads.
At the half, we are in a deadlock between Muntinlupa and Cebu at 34 apiece. And maganda yung naging pinimula dito ng Cebu Classic. They went up by as many as 13 points, 26-13. But bumawi din naman itong Muntinlupa in the second quarter, Javi.
Yeah, they really clawed back in the second quarter. They only limited Cebu to only 8 points in that period while scoring 21 points of their own. As you look at the numbers here after the first 20 minutes, Cebu ending up with a 40% clip, but that was as high as, I believe, 55. They were able to out-rebound Muntinlupa, which gave them a lot of opportunities to score in the first quarter. But that second period, both teams wrapping up their defensive intensity, which gave a lot of advantage to Muntinlupa, forcing Cebu into a lot of turnovers. They forced 12 in that quarter, which they were able to convert into 14 points. And the bench really contributed para dito sa Cagers. 18 bench points as opposed to only 9 para dito sa Cebu Classic. A lot of guys came off the bench and really contributed, particularly ito si Mark Barrera para sa Muntinlupa, who scored 12 points. 12 of the 18 bench points belong to him.
Marvin Hayes, meron ding 7 puntos. Kurt Lohera with 5 points. Buroy Kantimbuhan rounding out their scoring with 4. Yung mga mainstays nila, no? For Cebu naman, Ryan Mendoza hit all 4 of his threes for a total of 12 points. Ladis Lepalam on the interior, a thorn on the side of Muntinlupa with 10 points. Dennis Santos with 7, Paulo Hubalde with 3. So it's been a defensive masterclass between these two squads so far. Mark Barrera picking up from where he left off in that impressive debut for Muntinlupa. But Ryan Mendoza, like Javi mentioned at the top of our coverage, has not scored prior to this game until today. Muntinlupa will have possession to begin quarter number 3. Kantimbuhan will be joined by Ramos, Mark Sarangay, Mark Barrera, and Ron Lastimosa. Puroy navigating through that screen. Gets it to this is De Leon rather. Marge De Leon, also from the Heavy Bomber squad, will head to the line for 2 shots. Also came off the bench last game nila.
In the first half, talking about Marge De Leon, only played 2 minutes in the first 2 quarters. In fact, I think he only came in at the second period.
4.6 rebounds. Playing 11 minutes in their game against Bulacan. Hailing from Lubao, Pampanga, the 25-year-old. Making his debut in the MPBL, makes the second free throw at lamang na ang Muntinlupa dito to begin the quarter.
Yeah, ito si Marge, younger brother of Pampanga's Matt De Leon.
Ooh, okay. Jeco Bangkale, hand off to Brian Mendoza. Santos fires a free. Off the heel, rebound by Mark Sarangay.
Curiously, ito si Jeco Bangkale, di na binalik ni Coach Mike Reyes after starting the game. He wasn't able to make a huge impact. In fact, he was scoreless in that first half. But I would have expected him to turn in a better stint if he got back into the game. So here he has a chance to prove himself again.
Oh, great pass. Lepalam scores. Passive foul. Great feed from Jeco Bangkale.
I don't think Muntinlupa really expected this to happen in this game.
Our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Bounce pass right on the money there. Bangkale setting up. Ito si Ladis Lepalam. And again, I don't think Muntinlupa expected Lepalam to be a huge offensive threat in this game. But right now, ito si Lepalam already in double figures. Well, he finished with 10 in the first half. Right now, he has 13.
Ralmeca kakapasok lang. Mapipituan ng foul dito. Ralmeca missed a couple of games after spraining his wrist after a hard fall when he went up against Jesse Sumoda. That was their first game against Caloocan where they were down by as many as 19 points. Hinabol nila.
Big fourth quarter para sa kanila at sa laro na yun.
Lastimosa sends it to Puroy Kantimbuhan. Paatakin yung depensa ni Bangkale. Whips a pass to Lastimosa. Catch and shoot. No good. Mecca comes up with it. Mendoza surveying the floor for the Cebu Classic. Rejects the ball screen. Guys, baseline. Great cut. Specialty of the house for Bral Mecca.
And that's what Bral Mecca can give you. Moves well without the basketball. That time, Brian Mendoza not forcing any shot. Saw that his teammate was cutting. He made the right play there.
And now he gets the rebound. Gets it to Brian Mendoza. Thinking free. Nilabas niya muna kay Dennis Santos. Asing Lepalam to clear out. Bangkale, laban kay Kantimbuhan. Pulls it back out. Humihingi ng pick galing kay Lepalam. Decides to attack. Lepalam, free throw line jumper, short. Sarangay gets the rebound, gets fouled from behind by a former Cardinal himself, Jeco Bangkale.
Two different generations of Mapua Cardinals and Jeco Bangkale, Mark Sarangay. That wasn't a very good decision by Jeco Bangkale. Fouling Mark Sarangay, unnecessary contact.
We'll pause for a break. Cebu ahead by 4.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas,
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Hati mo, si Manny!
Check out our Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness. Rashawn McCarthy in street clothes for today, but is supporting the Cebu Classic from the sidelines. Abante sila dito ng 4, 39-35.
Si Mayor Rashawn. Nakita mo ba yung bihis niya kasi nung game nila laban sa Manila? Wala rin siya sa lineup nun eh, pero nakabihis siya, naka-white polo, black pants, tas leather shoes.
Kaya pala.
Sabi ko, are you running?
Pero ito turnover against Muntinlupa. Ball goes back to Cebu. So after that free throw by the Cagers, bumawi naman tong Cebu Classic with 5 straight points. Oh, great no-look pass. Lepalam leaning in but could not finish.
Ayus is quite out of balance there.
Barrera, nilabas muna papunta kay Kantimbuhan. Lastimosa sa kanang banda. Hinatid papunta kay Jerra Flores. 10 seconds on their shot clock. Lastimosa sees daylight. Swishes in that mid-range jumper.
First points of the game para kay Ron Lastimosa. Isa sa mga inaasahan dito ni Coach Gino Ludovice. He's been a constant starter in the past 2 games para sa kanila. Because of his ability to play both sides of the basketball.
And yeah, Ron Lastimosa, he hit that 4-point play. That was the first basket that really ignited that run of Muntinlupa against Bulacan.
That really started it all.
Bral Mecca will trigger it in after that brief lull of action. Home run ito si Bral Mecca from Danao City. Santos. Naibigay niya kay Brian Mendoza. Laban kay Lastimosa. Mendoza. They're really looking for Ladis Lepalam here, Javi.
There is a conscious effort para dito sa Cebu to really locate their big man. Kaya na maganda dito kay Lepalam, hindi naman niya pinapahiya ang kanyang mga teammates dito. He's really finishing those plays.
Our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Easily already his best game of the season. Might be the best game of his MPBL career so far.
Oh yeah, for sure. Came in this ball game averaging 5.2 points, 6.8 rebounds. Actually, serviceable numbers yan but here, just breaking out today against Muntinlupa. And he's going up against the likes of Mark Sarangay, J.R. Flores, Marvin Hayes. So it's not like he's facing not much resistance here. As you see, Flores, sumugod, gets it back, wala pa din. Sarangay goes up, gets it in.
It looks like Flores might have injured, or I think it's his knee. I thought it was the ankle, but now he's holding on. He's holding on to his right knee.
Oh, this is something you don't want to see, especially coming off that 18.4 rebound outing that really set the tone for them this season.
Exactly. I really hope it's nothing serious because talagang mabubuta sila ng matindi dito. If mawala na matagal si J.R. Flores. Let's take a look at what happened.
Oh no.
Yung medyo pumasok ng konti, tuhod niya, no, dun sa landing.
Yeah.
Tapos hindi niya naramdaman agad eh. I think the pain just started to shoot up after a few seconds. Actually, masama na nga yung bagsak niya dun sa kanyang paa eh. So that's why I thought it was a sprained ankle. But then I saw on the replay, medyo pumasok yung tuhod niya eh. And I think he's having trouble trying to straighten it out. A good thing that he's been able to stand up here with the help of the staff and his teammates. Di na kinailangan i-stretcher, pero yun nga, parang di niya madiretso yung kanang tuhod niya.
Not really putting much weight on that right leg. But hopefully it's not as bad as it looked earlier. Dahil kaya nang sabi mo, no, that will leave a gaping hole at that front line para dito sa Muntinlupa. So Marvin Hayes will return for the Cagers. Mendoza, nothing really happening here sa opensiba ng Cebu. Ngayon, aatake si Dennis Santos. One and done by the Classic. Muntinlupa, chance to counter. Marvin Hayes.
Oh, that was a bad pass, yes. He was already in the basket. Should have went up for the shot. Should have went up with the shot earlier to see Marvin Hayes.
Under 6 minutes remaining here in quarter number 3. Abante ang Cebu dito, 42-39. Mangkale sa bandang kaliwa, working against Kantimbuhan. And he will be whistled with an offensive foul.
Yep, our refs have to be consistent. They already called it earlier on Domart Matiliano. They should do the same here to Jacob Bangkali, and that's exactly what they did. Little lowering of the shoulder.
Kantimbuhan. Probing. Nahanap si Marvin Hayes. Quick catch and shoot. Copy ka ng bola. It will end up with Cebu.
This has been a very high-quality game, Ken. There's no surprise para sa akin with what I'm seeing. Both teams really playing splendid on both sides of the floor, especially on defense. Talagang pinapahirapan nila ang isa't isa dito.
Yeah, you kind of get a sense na coming into this game na medyo evenly matched tong dalawang ito eh. As you see here, Lepalam. But you know, there were some questions, of course, for Muntinlupa. Yung real identity nila coming in. Of course, they blew out Bulacan, who did not offer much resistance in their opening game. But here, medyo nakikita natin how they're responding to these runs, to these big leads so far nitong Cebu Classic.
Nakausap ko naman isa sa mga coaches nila kanina, and they were saying that this was the game that they really marked on their calendars. Alam nila na dito talaga sila unang masusubukan.
This video brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Ladis Lepalam now with 17 points. Doesn't get the bounce on the second though, pero meron din siyang 6 na rebound.
He has been a matchup nightmare in this game, and there has been no need for Cebu to use Ken Holmqvist in this game because of the stellar play that Ladis Lepalam has been showing us this afternoon.
We've been waiting for this guy to explode, Domart Matiliano.
Only the second basket of the game para sa kanya. good way for him to maybe get going. That was a good open look.
Tough shot by Bangkale. Nakuha ni Marvin Hayes. Numbers here for Muntinlupa. Matiliano nilabas. Ramos. Domark sets, fires, and scores from downtown.
Just like Ryan Mendoza, Domark Matiliano absolutely loves those corners.
Domark now with 7.
That's 5 straight points para sa kanya.
Lamang na dito Muntinlupa, 44, 43. Boom boom. Biniri Lepalam.
Wow!
What a ball game for Ladis Lepalam.
Well. Napapakamot na lang ng ulo dito si Coach Gino.
And you rarely see him really take those shots early in the shot clock.
I don't think I've ever seen him take those kinds of shots.
Iba talaga yung nagbibigay ng kumpiyansa eh. Meanwhile, Kurt Lohera answers with a mid-range jumper of his own. Lamang na naman ng Muntinlupa, 46-45. Let's see if they look for Ladis here. Meneses. Oh, what a spin! Leaving Lohera in the dust.
He was overplaying him. Ito si Kurt Lohera. As soon as Meneses put that ball on the deck, Lohera really forced him to go to that side, and that was a good read by Mark to go for that spin to the right side. His offhand.
A lot of lead changes in this quarter. Matiliano. Papunta kay Ramos. Mintes yung kanyang dress. Meneses, no numbers here. Naghanap ng papasahan. Goes to Jeco Bangkale. Against Domark Matiliano. Approaching the 3-minute mark of the third. Dress galing kay Jeco. Off to the right. Lepalam again. Off the glass. But that time will not work. Matiliano. Again, from mid-range, way off. And Cebu Classic will try to settle things down here. Up by 1. Santos. That was a good intention, but hindi sila nagkaamuyan. Maigi ni Jeco Bangkale dun. Sir, great move of the game, born for greatness. This was the spinneroo by Mark Meneses. Nawala sa eksena dun, si Kurt Lohera.
And no rim protector right there para sa Muntinlupa. Because everybody from Cebu was also outside of the 3-point line. Kaya wala ring nakabantay na nakaputing jersey dun sa loob para sa Muntinlupa to stop that shot by Mark Meneses.
Ken Holmqvist comes in. Oh, Marvin Hayes, great take, but could not finish. Matiliano sends it to Kurt Lohera. Gets blocked by Mark Meneses, the leading shot blocker of the Cebu Classic.
So far, Meneses in this quarter has had the number of Kurt Lohera. Imagine mo naman ito, Cebu, umupo si Ladis Lepalam. Ang pumalit naman, isa ring matangkad yung Ken Holmqvist.
You can't leave this guy wide open. Domark Matiliano with his second triple.
Especially when he has it going like this.
Ganun kabilis, Javi. 10 points agad si Domark Matiliano.
8 points here in the third quarter. 8 of the 10.
Oh, great play. Freeze up, Boom Boom Tampos underneath.
Obviously, Boom Boom Tampos after that impressive performance in that game against Caloocan. Everybody now having the attention of Boom Boom Tampos. Kaya naman hindi pa siya nagkakaroon ng equally good performance after that, as the score is made there by Dennis Santos, but he's down.
Yep, clutching on to his right ankle.
That's not a good shot.
Yep, 5 on 4. May foul na tinawag laban dito sa Cebu. Fast break of the game. Brought to you by Extreme Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig. Free insulation for split-type air conditioners. Saktong-sakto sa init ng summer. But meanwhile, another guy down. This was Dennis Santos after making that basket.
Yeah, I think he landed gingerly on that right foot. He's standing up right now. He looks to be quite okay. Unfortunately, still trying to favor that right foot.
Pero at least walking under his own power.
Yes. He's trying to walk it off. Ano bang English ng pagpag?
Pagpag. Si Mika siguro makasagot niya.
Basta yun yung ginagawa niya.
No, shake it off? Shake it off.
Shake it. Yeah, he's trying to shake it off.
Mala Taylor
naman
Swift.
pala. Oh.
So Marvin Hayes will troop to the line after getting fouled. Both teams over the limit here. Marvin Hayes, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Mintis, unang mintis from the line for Marvin Hayes. Dennis Santos, obviously a vital cog for Cebu. Second free throw, pasok para kay Marvin Hayes. Mabasa isang lamang ng Cebu Classic dito. We have 75 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. JP Martinez is in, replacing Dennis Santos. Onves to Paulo Hubalde, 6 on their shot clock. Skip pass, boom boom Tampos, attacks. Wild shot. Meneses just beats the buzzer. No.
Wow.
Shot clock violation. They will review it. But initial call was he did not beat the shot clock.
And actually, meron pang ang foul na ibinito doon ng ating baseline referee.
Eto. Tingnan natin. Look at the bottom right side of your screens. And also, nasa kamay pa ba niya?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna count. Close.
Yeah, close, but mukhang hindi nga counted, no? Tingnan natin.
Mukhang nasa kamay niya pa eh. When it read 0.
You know, the way, especially the third quarter has gone, a lot of lead changes. We were tied at one point. It's been a war of attrition between these two squads.
Indeed. Maganda naging palitan. And it's not like any team is giving an inch. Both teams are really giving it their all. Talaga maganda lang talaga ang pinapakita nilang pareho.
Under a minute remaining here in the third period. From the right elbow, Marvin Hayes. Naghahanap ng papasahan. Ngayon, susugod. Laban kay JP Martinez. Multiple pump fakes. And able to get it up and in.
Wala ka na magagawa doon defensively. You had two guys in front of him. You had their hands up. But Hayes just rising up taller than the both of them.
10 points for Marvin Hayes. Ubalde. Release pass, Homeves, backdoor, Tampos. Oh, great patience. Gets it up and in. Letting Kurt Lohera fly by. And now we're down to our final 10 seconds of the quarter. Can Muntinlupa get the lead back? Lohera, susugod. May tapik, may foul, at free throws ang gagawad baka dito kay Kurt Lohera.
Absolutely terrible decision right there on the part of the Cebu Classic. An opportunity already for them to finish this quarter strongly. They were able to get the basket on the other end. Boom Boom Tampos was set up nicely by the Aquaman, Paulo Hubalde. But on that drive by Lohera, you didn't have to get up and foul him anymore. Thankfully, para sa kanila, they missed the first free throw.
Free throws, ha? Problema na naman para dito sa Muntinlupa. Only 7 out of 16. Last game, they shot only 52.8% in an empty trip from Kurt Lohera. And that's gonna do it. Third quarter comes to an end. And back and forth we win.
Arena in Batangas for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Mika Abesamis and right now I am joined by Sir Kaiser Galvez, the team owner of the Muntinlupa Cagers. Magandang hapon, sir. Ang exciting nung ball game, clearly you set up a competitive lineup here, good enough to make runs against strong contenders.
Yes, luckily nagkaroon kami ng magandang pick-up during the off-season, and then ngayon medyo maganda yung result. Most of the players are responding sa mga instructions ni coach, ng mga coaches. At the same time, naganda yung naging samahan nila on the short period of time while we're preparing for this season.
Sir Kaiser, isa sa napansin namin na performance ngayong araw na to si Kuya Marvin Hayes.
Oo nga ako rin na-surprise at his age, talagang very competitive, tsaka hindi nagpabaya yung mama, talagang condition pa rin hanggang ngayon.
Sir, sigurado ako nabubuhayan ng mga fans sa Muntinlupa, lalo dito sa ball game na to. Anong gusto mo sabihin sa kanila?
Well, maraming salamat kasi last season medyo hindi tayo pinalad makapasok sa playoff. Hopefully this season with the help of the new players at the same time yung mga coaches natin, sana makuha na natin yung playoff spot this season. So maraming salamat. Sana huwag kayong magsawang sumuporta dahil medyo maganda ngayon ang composition ng team natin.
Maraming salamat once again, Sir Kaiser Galvez, the team owner of the Muntinlupa Cagers. Balik sa inyo, Ken and Javi.
Maraming salamat, Mika. And of course, Muntinlupa finished with a 7-21 record last season. And gaya nga ng binanggit ni Boss Kaiser, did not make the playoffs. But they have revamped this year. Maraming bagong mukha ang aabangan ng mga kakosa ng Muntinlupa.
The challenge of Muntinlupa was unsuccessful.
Si Coach Gino, X din sa kanyang coach's challenge. Ito 6 seconds gone by in the fourth quarter. Actually, a made basket by Boom Boom Tampos.
Yeah, there definitely was contact there on that shot. Actually, just before the shot, slight bump by Domark Matiliano before Tampos went up for that layup. And Tampos slowly putting up the numbers here para dito sa Cebu.
Yeah, he is the leading scorer for them. 10 points a game. But medyo nag-slow down na nga rin yung production niya after that 16-point outing against Caloocan. But a lot of promise for Di Tavaoeño. Meanwhile, J-Boy Gob, one-hander is good.
That's the luxury you have when you have a guy like J-Boy Gob playing that center position. He can score from the perimeter, has a shot from the outside, but can also score from the post.
And could get more minutes if Jerga Flores missed time here as a turnover laban dito sa Cebu Classic.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at their bench right now, and it doesn't seem like JR is seated anywhere near. He must be getting treatment sa ating dugout.
56-54. Cebu Classic, abante ng 2 puntos. Kantimbuhan, susugod. Nakakuha ni Paulo Valdembola. Cebu Classic. Their turn to counter. Homevis for 3. Knocks that one down.
you see the potential that this Cebu front line has. You have Ladis Lepalam really trying to terrorize you from the inside. And then you have a guy like Homfist who can also play in the shaded area, but that outside shot is something that he really has brought to the table for any team that he's played for.
This 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
If he continues to get those looks and he knocks it down consistently, this Cebu team will be very dangerous.
Meneses does not get the bounce. Lastimosa, outlet pass to Matiliano. Oh, great move, eluding the defense and scores.
Now for me, if you're Kent Holmqvist, you got to do a better job of knowing the tendencies of your opponents. You're going up against a lefty, you're situated inside the paint, you're waiting for him, he's going downhill. You've got to force him right.
And now, he commits a turnover. At may foul na ipipito laban dito sa Cebu. I love their jersey, Cebu, which is the Bisaya term for Cebu. Our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
See, nakita mo yan, hinayaan na talaga nila na pumunta ng kaliwa. Even if Martinez was there, Matiliano still was able to split the defense. They did not show enough resistance for him to really pull out and go to the right side. Meanwhile, Katimbuhan knocking down a 3-point shot. You saw that roar that he let out right after that basket. Talagang matagal na nang inaantay pumuntos dito.
Tabla na naman po tayo, 59 all. Nakaagaw dito Muntinlupa. Marvin Hayes lays it up and in.
The veteran showing what it's like to turn defense into offense.
5 straight points by the Cagers. Kantimbuhan drilled in a free on one end. And then Marvin Hayes off a turnover. And the Cagers trying to put their stamp here. Laban dito sa Cebu Classic. As both of them gunning for their second straight win. We'll pause for a break. Muntinlupa ahead 61-59.
Para sa atlitang Pilipino.
Para sa kabataang Pilipino.
Para sa kababaihan, para sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Para sa kinabukasan. At ito po ang MPBL Party List number 77 sa balota.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer.
Ano ba yung special offer?
Di ba na-try? Pero for sure, napakaganda niyan. Especially, itong ating mga fans of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Magandang hapon mga kaligan. Nandito po ulit tayo sa San Jose, Batangas at the FPJ Arena. Ito ang turnover story natin, no? +8 yung Cebu, and then Muntinlupa +19 naman in points off turnovers. And much like yung kanina, no? Marvin Hayes able to score, giving Muntinlupa the lead, 61-59. Sa poste, Paulo Hubalde. Nanganatili ang bola sa panig ng Cebu Classic with 10 on their shot clock.
Yung turnovers talaga dumadali dito sa Cebu sa laro na to. That's what did them in that last play before the timeout. They gave up the basketball, which led to that Marvin Hayes basket. So, for their point guards, Paulo Hubalde, Jacob Bancale, it's on these guys to really help them take care of that basketball.
4 seconds on their shot clock. Meneses can't bail them out. Marvin Hayes with a running start. Skip pass, Lastimosa. Great extra look. Papunta kay Kantimbuhan. Crisp ball movement. Marvin Hayes off the side of the backboard. Ball ends up with Matiliano. Oh, the layup from Puroy Kantimbuhan.
Not really the smoothest of possessions. In fact, quite sloppy para sa Muntinlupa, but they still made it work. Matiliano not forcing a shot on his own. going to the open man, which was Puroy Katimbuhan.
Who now has 9 points. Now tasked to defend Paulo Hubalde at the post. Hubalde draws a foul from Puroy.
It might be time for Paulo Hubalde to sort of stamp his class on this game para sa Cebu.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
You saw there, wala kay Matiliano, nang bahagya yung bola. Was able to get it back. It still was able to get it to Puroy Katimbuhan.
Paulo Hubalde, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Solid shooting in that game against Manila. The former UE Red Warrior.
He set the tone in that game. Umpisa pa lang nung siya nakakuha ng unang puntos ng Cebu. He led by example in that game and it was infectious sa kanyang mga teammates against the Batang Quiapo.
Matiliano goes up. That's a tough shot over 2 defenders there. Bola mananatili sa panig ng Muntinlupa. So the Cagers in the midst of a 7-0 run. While Cebu Classic, medyo matagal na rin hindi nakakapuntos dito. They inbound it from the baseline. Katimbuhan, catch and shoot free. No. Sarangay hustles, but saves it to the wrong guy. Mendoza with a running start. Santos, the flyby, the shot off to the right. You knew that was off as soon as it left his hands.
Parang nandulas sa kanya yung bola dun sa tira. Hindi maganda yung hawak niya dun sa 3-point shot na yun. And a foul called against Bubong Dampus on a push on Ron Lastimosa.
Third foul against Boom Boom. 6 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Lastimosa against Boom Boom Tampos. Takes that shot from beyond the arc, knocks that one down, and Jose Ron Lastimosa finally on the board, 5 points.
You can't go under against Ron Lastimosa no matter how bad he's been shooting from the field.
Sinagot naman agad ni Brian Mendoza.
Well, it's been a while since we've seen a 3-point shot from Brian Mendoza. That's his first 3 points since the first quarter.
Made 4 threes in the opening frame. Has a total now of 15 points. 5 tres. Nakaagaw dito ang Cebu. The bounce pass. Masyadong malayo para kunin ni Brian Mendoza doon.
Dennis Santos was wide open on the left side.
Papagtan muna si Boom Boom dito. Pasok sa loob si Brian Meca. Just 4 points separating these two teams. Now approaching the halfway point of the fourth. Lohera using that Sarangay pick. Stops at the free throw line. Gets that one to trickle in.
Certainly a much better game this afternoon for Kurt Lohera compared to that debut against the Bulacan Cuyas.
9 points for Kurt Lohera. Mendoza. Laban kay Lastimosa. Napalab. Sends it inside. That ball intercepted by the Cagers. Protecting a 6-point lead. Sarangay. Binigay muna kay Marvin Hayes. Laban kay Dennis Santos. Hand off to Kurt Lohera. Navigating against Brian Meca. Nasupalpal doon ni Dennis Santos. But Marvin Hayes, muntika na. But they get another shot at it.
That's the wise move.
Settling things down with 8 on their shot clock. Katimbuhan puts on the Jets and gets fouled on his way up. Roy Katimbuhan with 9 points so far. Last time we saw him was with the Cagers, pero itong laban nila against Bulacan had 13 points, 7 assists, 11 of those points coming in the second half. Katimbuhan missed out the last 2 seasons. He is back. Mintis yung kanyang una. Or actually, he played for Bacolod in season 5, di ba?
Correct, yes.
then now returns with the Cagers. Free throw shooting ng magkabilang kupunan, ha? Hindi kagandahan.
For Cebu, this has been a constant problem, and for Muntinlupa, looks like this is really something that they're gonna have to work on 2 games into the season.
Mendoza draws contact against Ron Lastimosa. Huli. Third foul against the former Bataan Riser.
It's nice that ito si Brian Mendoza, without Rashawn McCarthy in the roster for now, is getting the opportunity to really show out dito para sa Cebu. He's getting the touches, he's getting the looks, and he has been knocking them down in this game. Again, like we mentioned, if you guys just tuned in, he hasn't scored prior to this game, and they've already played 5 times this year. Ngayon pala nakapuntos ito si Brian Mendoza.
That was 17 points. Perfect from downtown, 5 out of 5. And also perfect on this trip, 3 out of 3 from the line.
Yung tanging mintis niya lang dito, yung layup kanina in the second quarter. He went up for with the right hand. Actually, that also had the chance of going in. Medyo short lang ng konti.
Under 4 minutes remaining here in the fourth. Sarangay. Nakapasok lang. Ito si Domark Matiliano. Marvin Hayes working against Dennis Santos. Slides in. Met by Lepalam. Nilabas muna yung Kantimbuhan. Step back. Hayes with 4 on their shot clock. Big free by Marvin Hayes.
It hasn't been easy for both teams to score in this game because of the really high defensive pressure that both teams have been exhibiting on each other. But you love that guys like Marvin Hayes have been answering the call para dito sa Muntinlupa Cagers and hitting those big shots.
Bangkale tries to answer. No. Mecca nilabas muna kay Dennis Santos. Replay on. Matiliano gets fouled. But Cebu not yet in penalty.
That's their last foul to give.
What about Marvin Hayes? 15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists.
That's been his calling card for some time now. All-around excellence para dito kay Marvin Hayes.
This game has featured 5 deadlocks, 11 lead changes. Quick breather for Ron Lastimosa. Papalitan niya muna si Puroy Kantimbuhan. Lohera receives the pass from Sarangay. Hayes again. On that same spot, he hit a free earlier against Dennis Santos. Ball poke loose. Hayes regains control. 5 seconds left. Matiliano. Shot over Braille Mecca. Wala. Agawan ng bola. Mapupunta kay Lepalam. Cebu Classic down by 7. Santos opts to take that free. Way off. Rebound. Mark Sarangay.
Not really the best decision, especially you're down here. You would have loved for an even more certain look at the basket compared to that three-point shot. I know that he was open, but I think it was better to go for the higher percentage look if I were Cebu.
Oh my goodness! Marvin Hayes comes alive here in the fourth quarter. Back-to-back frees. And gives the Cagers a 10-point lead.
Something that he did not really possess early in his career, but has developed it over time. And in this game, this afternoon in particular, he has become a very reliable outside shooter para dito sa Muntinlupa.
Timeout Cebu, our score 75-65. We'll pause for break. Marvin Hayes, what a performance here. 18 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, tatlong tres, 3 out of 6 from downtown. More importantly, those 2 booming threes have given Muntinlupa a double-digit spread here, heading into the last 2 minutes of the ball game, 75-65. Jameson Hero gets fouled while trying to attack the paint.
Well, before we got on the air, Ken, I was already wondering, Cebu inserting into Jameson Hero with just 2 minutes left, but in this possession, it looks to be a nice find para sa kanila, coming off the bench and drawing the foul right away. That's something that they really had to do. Get something going quickly. Unfortunately, again, a missed free throw para dito sa Cebu. Hero missing on the first.
11 out of 22. Muntinlupa not doing much better, 10 out of 19. But Jameson Hero, he hit a big three against San Juan late in the fourth quarter. So kahit malamig off the bench, pwede rin makapag-ambag pa ito si Jameson Hero. Now, Kukoy Kantipuan returns for Muntinlupa.
Isa talaga yan sa mga player na hindi na kailangan ng warm-up. Ito si Jameson Hero.
Sarangay will bring the ball down for the Cagers against Lepalam. Well, Ladis Lepalam has been silenced here in the fourth quarter. Although, does not take away the fact that he had a breakout game today.
That's travel, yeah.
Yep, drag his pivot foot. So 5 on the floor para dito sa Cebu. Dennis Santos, Jameson Hero. Ian Martel comes in for Ladis Lepalam, Ryan Mendoza, and Paulo Hubalde.
I also don't understand the substitution. Ian Martel coming in late for a guy that's been stellar this afternoon in Ladis Lepalam.
And those two nakakapasok lang, tried to connect, but turnover against the Cebu Classic. Minute and 30 left. Lohera. Dami ng turnovers ng Cebu dito. That's their 21st. Matiliano. Now Lohera, just inside the arc. And that could be it. The Cagers with an 11-point lead.
That's what's been shaping up here para sa Muntinlupa in the dying moments as Subalde misses there. And in these closing minutes, pag wala si Puroy Katimbuan sa sahig, they go to Kurt Lohera to create para sa kanila. And so far in this game, Ken, he's been making good decisions with the basketball.
In their first game against Bulacan, they've shown their capability of being an offensive juggernaut. But here, especially in the fourth quarter, clamping down on defense. And Marvin Hayes, the veteran, hitting the big shots. Jameson Hero lays it up and in.
Wow. I mean, just wow. How can a kid that young be able to just maneuver his way through numerous defenders and get a shot off against much taller defenders?
Remember, this guy had 36 points last season playing for Imos. Ito si Jameson Hero. That was against Rizal. They were trying to foul Ron Lastimosa, but he escapes. Trying to beat the buzzer. Mendoza, susugurin yung depensa ni Sarangay. And will head to the line for 2 free throws.
Napapakamot na ng ulo. Ito si Mark Sarangay. Pati na yung buong bench ng Muntinlupa.
Our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Ryan Mendoza, 19 points. But looks like it will all go down the drain. In fact, 20 points na nga siya dito, 5 tres. The Muntinlupa Cagers holding steady down the stretch. And it took some massive shots from Marvin Hayes to really enable them to pull through here, Javi.
Yeah, that stretch where Muntinlupa just really stuck with it. They played really good defense, forcing Cebu into a couple of turnovers, which resulted into those 2 booming triples by Marvin Hayes. It's really helping Muntinlupa restore order to their side and preventing Cebu from even making a big run towards the latter part of that match.
Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. And Javi, pwede na niyang idagdag sa kanyang collection ng kanyang vlogs itong napakagandang performance ni Kuya Marvin.
Mismo, almost actually a triple-double. He flirted with that in this game. Again, all-around performance is something that you can say in the same breath as Marvin Hayes.
Yan po ang ating final score, 77-70. Muntinlupa notching their second win. Tungo na tayo kay Miss Mika Abisabis.
Maraming salamat, kasama ko nga ngayon ang best player of this game. Walang iba kundi si Marvin Hayes. Kuya Marv, nahiya naman ako sa'yo kanina. Sabi ko pa sa'yo, nandito ka pa rin. Natapos ka with 18 points. Pero ang mas gusto ko dito yung 9 rebounds. Talaga palang hindi lang sa vlog yung pagpapakondisyon mo. Seryoso ka pala talaga.
Siyempre, hanap buhay natin to. So, kailangan seryosohin.
Marv, dun sa dalawang laro nyo, nakita ko na meron namang pyesa itong team na to. Kumusta kayo sa mga practices? Alam ko isang buwan pa lang kayo magkakasama, pero mukhang maganda naman ang chemistry so far.
Yun nga, kasi yung team namin puro bata. So ilan lang kami na mga veterano dito nila Mark Sarangay. So ako, so yun, parang gano'n lang naman yun Kung sino yung mas matanda, siguro siya yung mas kuya. So kailangan natin gabayan yung mas bata. Kausapin natin kung medyo hindi maayos yung takbo. Lagi kong sinasabi sa kanila na wala namang maniniwala sa atin talaga kundi tayo-tayo lang. So yun, lagi lang kaming trabaho.
Napakaganda, Marv. Marv, bukod sa mga viewers mo sa vlog mo, meron ka pa ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Actually, wait lang. Nawala yung babatiin ko. So babatiin ko na lang syempre yung team owner namin, si Boss Kaiser, tapos yung mga sumusuporta sa Muntinlupa, tapos yung mga teammates ko, yung mga coaches. So ayun, binabati ko rin yung yung mga anak ko, tsaka yung asawa ko, tsaka yung mga kapatid ko, tsaka yung mga kapatid sa lokal lang New Panaderos. So yun lang, maraming salamat sa MPBL sa opportunity na to na kahit pa paano maraming players yung natutulungan. So yun, maraming salamat.
Napakaganda. What a great performance from Marvin Hayes. The best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Ken and Javi?
Salamat, Mika. 8 of his 18 points in the fourth, piloting them to another win. Up next, the One Bataan Racers take on the 3-0 San Juan Knights. Kaya tutok lang dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.